A very good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to Sports Tonight. This is the last edition of Sports Tonight for the week. It's a Friday night, and it's that special Friday night because tomorrow in Lagos, I can speak for Lagos, it's a day that you have to wake up early and clean your house, clean your surrounding, and live a healthier life. And so I'm sure a lot of people are already at home waiting, of course, for what we are sure will be an exciting, stress-free weekend for everyone. It's also a very crucial weekend for our girls. They are in the finals of the African Women Championship. We hope that tomorrow, about this time, the game should be over. They will once again be African champions. Later on the show, we'll be going to Namibia. We'll be speaking to our friend Oyin Wuchiwachuku to find out exactly how the girls are getting ready for tomorrow's very important encounter. Welcome once again to Sports Tonight. My name is Tony Ibitoye. Let me start straight off by introducing to you my partners on the program tonight. They will be with me from start to finish. Saeed Abbas is on the show. Saeed, good to have you on Sports Tonight this Friday.
Yeah, it's a pleasure being here once again.
How's your week been, Saeed? How's your week been? Champions League football, a lot of excitement.
It's been eventful from Falcons winning Champions League football here and there, from NFF debacle here and there. But all in all, it's been a wonderful week. And perhaps we hope to wrap it up by getting our trophy tomorrow, come 7 p.m. Nigerian time.
That's when the game starts.
Exactly.
By 9 p.m. it should be over. We should be African champions again.
We're popping champion for the 7th time.
All right. Tolu is also on the show tonight. Tolu, it's been a fantastic week as well. Particularly when you look at it from the perspective of the domestic league. Yeah. One player, last weekend, one player scored 4 goals in one game. Yeah. We haven't recovered from that. Another Port Harcourt-based player scored 6 in one game. Port Harcourt looks like that's where Ruins goals are plenty.
And interestingly, there will be another big game in Port Harcourt this weekend. So
another massive game.
Was that to have, can we have 9?
That's good. We have amazing records there.
Really, but it's good to be here. Good to talk about Nigeria Professional Football League and, of course, every other sporting issue that will come up on the show tonight. And,
of course, still talking domestic football. If you have been following the National League is a tier down from the Globe Premier League. It's the National League. It resumes this weekend with a lot of exciting games. We're going to be telling you all about the National League as well, the fixtures and all of that on the program tonight. But before we talk National League, we will, of course, also on the program tonight, dwell on the situation in Nigeria. Yesterday was the story of the Federal High Court in Jos. What's the story? What's the latest? We have that for you on the program tonight. But let me also quickly tell you that Tunde Ogunshiku is feeling a little under the weather. Tunde won't be able to make it down, and it's a shame we can't have Tunde with us tonight. But Tunde sends his messages across to you all. Next week he will be back, and he has plenty to talk about, but we'll keep that for next week when he's strong enough to be on Sports Tonight. Of course, later on we will preview some of the big games in Europe this weekend, and it doesn't get any bigger than what will be going down at the Santiago Bernabeu in Spain, the El Clasico. Just keep yourself ready. That will be the last shot for us on the program this Friday. But let's start off the way we like to do it, and that's to let you know how key, how important you are to all that we're doing on Sports Tonight. You are very key. Without you, there's no point to be here. We are here because you are there, and that's why we want you to give us your opinion, give us your thoughts to the issues as we raise them on the program tonight. And you know how to get across to us via feedback, via Facebook, Channels iPhone Sports, and you could tweet us at channels_sports, or you could just tweet at me, at Tony Ibitoye. We'll be able to read your comments real time. For those of you who are used to it, you know how we do it. We'll read your comments real time. We'll talk about some of the issues you raise in your tweets and make you a part of the show. But in case you're watching for the first time, please just start right now. We're going to be active, going to be very, very interactive. Go on and begin to tweet at us on those handles. All right. Gentlemen, let's start off the show by looking at going to the law courts once again and just find out exactly what the latest is, because a lot of people on social media are want to find out from us, what is the story, what's going on, what's the issue, what's the latest after yesterday's drama from the Federal High Court in Jos. What is the latest? We have that for you, and I think we should just start the show off by just quickly bringing out to you what the latest is around the Nigerian Football Federation and Chris Giwa, and we have called it NFF versus Chris Giwa saga. Interesting story, drama, plenty of drama today in Abuja at the NFF Secretariat, because Chris Giwa and some of his partners stormed the NFF Secretariat in Abuja to resume work based on the just ruling of yesterday. But what did they meet? They met locked offices. But Giwa said, look, I'm coming back on Monday. The Secretariat staff had locked up the office, the different offices, and they are taken off because they feel that FIFA Hammer could be looking around, and maybe that's their own way of saying, look, let's sort things out and ensure that we don't run foul of FIFA's statutes. But then the Nigerian Football Federation filed for stay of execution at the same just Federal High Court. Of course, they did that today. They filed for stay of execution today, and hearing for the stay of execution is set for Wednesday, October 29th. So let's see if this will somehow bring a little bit of sanity and allow the elected NFF Executive Committee function in line with FIFA's directives. Okay. So what other things do we have from the NFF? Of course, after getting a stay of execution, are now able to function, and as we speak, the Nigerian Football Federation Executive Committee are hosting Corporate Nigeria to a grand ball in Lagos. It's taking place somewhere on the island as we speak, and we can tell you authoritatively that the Sports Minister, Dr. Tami Danagogo, and then the Chairman of the Sports Committee Senate, and of course the Chairman of the House of Reps Sports Committee, and then Captains of Industries are all in attendance at that party for Corporate Nigeria, put together by the Amaju Pinnick-led Executive Committee of the Nigerian Football Federation. And still to show to FIFA and maybe to CAF that the NFF are still functioning. The Sports Minister, Tami Danagogo, and the NFF President, Amaju Pinnick, will be leaving Nigeria for Windhoek, Namibia tonight to chair the Super Falcons to their 7th African title tomorrow when they take on Cameroon at the African Women Championship 2014 final. So those are just updates for you, for those of you asking questions on social media. What is the latest? What is going on? We've been able to put it out for you in summary, all that has gone down today in Abuja around the NFF and Chris Giwa, who believes that he was also elected somewhere and should also be allowed to function. All right, so I think that settles it. But gentlemen, let me get your thoughts very quickly. The next story that I want to talk about is the Nigerian Football Federation Executive Committee wooing the private sector. We've highlighted that one of the problems of funding, and maybe one of the reasons why we have the kind of problem we have with our football, is that government money is there, and everybody feels that, look, one of the ways to do it is just rely on government to get you the funding, and you do very little. But the Amaju Pinnick-led NFF Executive Committee are looking at it differently. They want the private sector to play a huge role, and that is why the ground ball is taking place as we speak.
And I think also started with what we heard about the referees that will be sponsored or sent to the United Kingdom.
And coaches as well.
And they, in the report I read, it stated clearly that that is organized or taken care of by a particular corporate, sponsored by a corporate organization, which means that they've started work in earnest regarding getting corporate sponsorship into the game. I think that is what is interesting. You can. I also recall the words of Amaju Pinnick, or was it Barrister Seyi Akinyume, after the elections, that they were already receiving some phone calls because of the names they saw on the list. I think
of some members, of those who have been elected.
Credible people.
You know, it looks like those are names you really want to associate with, people who have proven in their previous state FAs that they are reliable and they can
bring private sector into football administration.
And so I think it's all good. It's a good way to start. Let's hope we can enjoy more of that.
That's definitely the way to go about it. I think one particular thing I like, Amaju Pinnick, he stated it clearly even before he was elected as an NFF president. Okay, come here, we're going to go beyond the government sponsoring football. Now, I think that is where the tough zoo for power comes to play now. It's a case of, okay, government funding this thing, we definitely the money is going to come. It's a case of no matter what, we'll definitely receive probably 1 billion naira and all that.
Easy way out.
Easy way out.
Government will provide the funds.
Exactly. But by the time you have corporate bodies, definitely you have to be the one to sponsor the money yourself.
There are challenges when you have corporate bodies come on board, because that means higher level of transparency, higher level of accountability,
exactly.
And they must be ready to open their books at all times.
And it's very good for our football. It is very, very good for our football. And in terms of training coaches, flying them abroad, and in fact,
and referees,
the Delta State Football Association, they've been doing that for several years now. So it's no new thing. It's just a case of bringing that to NFF. So
bring it to the center.
Exactly. So I'll say kudos to the Amaju Pinnick-led NFF board for bringing up this good idea now. So we shouldn't have the issues of distracting ourselves of NFF versus Giwa-led board. This team have been elected, recognized by FIFA, recognized by CAF. Let them just continue their good work. Now decide on the good note. Let it just continue. I think it should be for good footballing reasons. It shouldn't be for personal interest now. Because by the time our football is enjoying, it will all favor every one of us here.
And the transparency aspect of it is the most interesting part of it.
Exactly.
It's the key part.
It's the key part. See, sponsors will come in when they realize that they can work with you and there is no...
And they don't have any doubt about how their monies,
they're just
the monies are going for what they intend that they should go for.
That is what they need. Once that is made clear, once they know that you are transparent, your dealings are clear and clean, I think anybody will be interested in doing this. I think we just didn't maximize it well enough when we won the African Cup of Nations. It was a perfect time to market the team and get a lot of sponsorship into it. Well, we can still do it again, and hopefully it will work out really well this time around.
All right, so that's it. And once again, we hope that we allow the overriding interest of Nigeria to take charge in whatever we do, because it is important for us to understand that our football goes beyond individuals, goes beyond persons. And the last thing I would want, to happen to us is for the ban to come on Nigeria, because FIFA has warned that if the ban comes unannounced, it's going to be on till May 2015. In that case, the girls are just going to be wasting their energy.
So bad.
Namibia, because they won't go to the Women's World Cup.
Next year.
The Eagles, the Eaglets, the Flying Eagles, the Olympic team, everything will just go backward. So I hope that reason prevails, and then we are able to do the right thing to avoid unnecessary pressure on ourselves. Gentlemen, we need to go on a quick break now for just about a minute, just to catch our breath. When we return, we'll be taking a look at football from the continental perspective. Vincent Enyama, Super Eagles captain and goalkeeper, is in the news. What exactly is Vincent in the news for? It has to do with the 2015 Africa Cup of Nations. We'll come back and talk about that and more when we return.